welcome back to the Emperor Atheist channel with your host, Emperor Atheist. I'm back with another bullshit Bible stories series. This one I'm going to deal with Samson and Delilah. I know this is probably some of your favorites, but it is pure bullshit, man, from the depths of stupidity, for people to literally believe it. Now, if it was just a literary work of, say, you know, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, King's Lear, or the Odyssey or Iliad, yeah, I think it would be great literature. But this is in a book called the Bible. My Bible must be true. So, in this particular book called the Bible, where people call religious people, who call themselves believers, theists, aka religiotards, who actually believe these stories to be true. Now, I don't know why. Don't ask me why adults still today will believe a story like this. Because, you know, like I said, man, there's so many dumb stories, man. I've just done a story on the fiery furnace with 3 Hebrew boys. God doing all of these things, saving these people. Jonah in a well, talking through burning bushes. Just shit we don't see today. This is just not reality. And it's a contradictory in nature. It's a contradictory in natural theology, really, to believe that a God would be all this active in people's lives during these times, but he's nowhere to be fucking found in this day and time. And for some reason, man, for the sake of me, religious people can't seem to catch that part. Well, you know, God did everything he needed to do back then. Obviously. The motherfucker's on vacation now. It's 100 billion goddamn galaxies in the universe. He on one of them motherfuckers. He ain't nowhere in the Milky Way. Obviously not. So, I don't know. Maybe some good, pretty beaches somewhere in these other galaxies that we'll never get to see, obviously. But God, you know, God can just float and reappear. He can go through wormholes and all type of shit because he's God. Because this is what religious philosophers, they make him be what they want him to be. Maximally great, all this type of dumb shit. But we reject those deposits. But anyway, I'm going to deal with Samson. Samson was a judge, according to the book of Judges. He was, you know, divinely inspired and all this bullshit. And he was divinely inspired, and he was a Nazarite. Some reason, an angel came to his mother and told him that he would be a Nazarite. Nazarites were this special group of people that supposed to have been special to God for whatever purposes. And for y'all who know the story, you know, he had this long hair, and the strength was in his hair. Don't ask me why. This is where God put the strength. I mean, he made him a baby with strong hair. Okay, whatever. Okay, but this is how the story goes. Okay. Well, anyway, at this particular time, like I said, Samson was a judge. Anyway, he fell in love with this girl. To make a long story short, a long, absurd story. He fell in love with this girl who happened to be a Philistine. Philistines at this time was ruling over Israel. And Samson fell in love with this girl. He met her. She was from this place in the Bible in the book of Judges called Timnah. Well, Samson told his mother and father about it. And his mother and father was like, oh, no. Why you can't find a wife from among your own people, you know? He like, well, you know, no, I don't think I want none of them. Basically, I think she's the right one for me. So I'm choosing her. So that didn't go too well with his mom and the dad. Anyway, so they went down to meet this girl. Now, this is the funny part. There's a lot of dumbass parts in this story that I'm probably brazing over. But this is real funny to me. Well, anyway, on his way down to meet this girl with his parents, there was a lion dashed out at him. Just a lion. It said, a young lion just dashed out at him. Matter of fact, I want to read these verses too, because this shit don't make no fucking sense. But this is in Judges 14. The whole story of Samson, I think starts in chapter 13 and goes through 16. But anyway, this lion just jumps out at him, right? Well, Samson, being this great, this strong guy, says he takes the lion and rip him in two like he was a young goat. Just rips the lion apart. Now, hopefully y'all don't believe this type shit. But I'm gonna read it anyway, man. I just want to try to make some sense out of it. Let me go back. Let me go back to this part. Judges 14. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna start at Judges 14. I'll go to 13. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start at 13. I mean 14:1. It says, now Samson went down to Timnah and saw there a young Philistine woman. When he returned, he said to his father and mother, I have seen a Philistine woman in Timnah. Now go get her for me as my wife. The third verse, his father and mother replied, isn't there an acceptable woman among your relatives or among our people? Must you go to the uncircumcised Philistines to get a wife? But Samson said to his father, get her for me. She is the right one for me. He wanted that uncircumcised sex, I guess. I don't know. His parents did not know that this was from the Lord, so this is from the Lord. The Lord wanted him to have her too, I guess. Ridiculous. Who was seeking an occasion to confront the Philistines, for at that time they were ruling over Israel. Samson went down to Timnah together with his father and mother. As they approached the vineyards of Timnah, suddenly a young lion came roaring toward him. The Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him, so that he tore the lion apart with his bare hands, as he might have torn a young goat. But he told neither his father nor his mother what he had done. Then he went down and talked with the woman, and he liked her. Okay. Sometime later, when he went back to marry her, he turned aside to look at the lion's carcass, the lion that he had ripped and killed. And in it he saw a swarm of bees and some honey. Now, I just want to stop right here for a minute, because I'm you know, until I continue on with the stupidity of this story, it's like I'm reading some Jack and Jill shit here. But I want to just realize, why would bees go by a dead lion, a dead carcass? How did bees and honey get inside of a lion? I just don't understand that part. Did the lion swallow a whole bee nest with honey before Samson killed him? Because surely bees and honey wouldn't track to the insides of a lion. So I'm just talking to the literacy, the people who actually take this bullshit to be for real. Like, what were the authors thinking when they made this shit up? This has got to be some of the stupidest shit ever written, man. This is why I always say I think the Bible pages should be used for toilet paper. And then, you know, as the story go on, this woman, Delilah, who he liked, who was other Philistines, eventually she got to him. You know, this is the saga part, the Life Channel shit. He fell in love with her. He started running his mouth too damn much, talking too much to the woman. She asked him, where did all your strength come from? And he told her it was in his hair. Okay. Now, why God put it in his hair, I don't know. Why didn't he just put it in his damn muscles? He put it in his hair. Because, you know, I guess all that's connected with the Nazarite shit, where they shouldn't shave and all that dumbass shit. Walking around looking like cavemen, I guess. But, okay, we'll ride with that. But anyway, he tells her the secret. So while he's asleep, she sells him out. Okay. Like the average Philistine woman would do, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's what it was good for, you know, the Philistine woman, to sell you out. So she sells him out. He's asleep. She gets his hair cut. And so now he wakes up weak and shit. Now he's just weak. Okay. Well, the Philistines come, they catch him, pluck his eyes out, all this dumbass shit. Oh, by the way, no, we've never found any historical evidence of this story ever happening, or somebody named Samson or Delilah. Of course we haven't. But anyway, Samson, his eyes get plucked out. And all of a sudden, God just says, you know what? Just so you can get your revenge, you know, I'm going to let you get your strength back and kill these Philistines. And while you're at it, just kill yourself, because you let this goddamn woman trick you any fucking way. And that's basically what happened. I mean, I'm paraphrasing this dumbass story. I'll put the link in. I actually wasn't going to read the whole stupid ass story. I didn't want to fuck the video up like that. But it's a fun story. It's fun for kids, I think. it's a good, like I say, I think some of these stories are good for kids. Some of them are not. Some of them are too violent for kids, especially the one with Prophet Elisha. When the kids called him bald head, and God just got mad and had two she-bears come out and kill 42 children. I just think that was fucked up. I mean, don't you think? Just, I know I'm not trying to switch stories or nothing, but don't you think it would have been like a better example if God would have just actually changed those kids' mind? Or just think about this: instead of God actually killing those children with them two she-bears, he could have just made Elisha's hair grow back, long all the way down his back. Those kids would have been like, "Oh man, there is a God." They could, God could have converted them 42 children right there by displaying his superpowers instead of actually getting them killed. But anyway, that's another story. God is stupid. But back to Samson. So anyway, Samson is real strong. These big pillars, these big concrete, as the Bible so-called explains. Not that it's actual real, but we're just for the sake of argument, we're gonna say it's real. These big ass pillars, like the ancient Greek and Roman pillars that held these buildings. I mean, we still use these type pillars today in some other architectural designs. But anyway, obviously Samson pushing the main ones, and he pushed them down with his strength. He was blind, he couldn't see, and killed everybody, including himself. And this was the moral of the story, that, I guess the moral of the story is when God sends an angel to your mother and tells her that you're going to be a Nazarite, never cut your hair, never shave your beard, and stay away from foreign women. I mean, that's the only thing I could see from the story that makes any goddamn sense, because we have no Nazarites today. We don't know who they are. Never met anybody as strong as fucking Samson. And I'm sure we probably never will. The Hulk probably would have beat Samson ass. I don't know. But I'm sure Thor, I don't know if Samson could actually handle Thor's hammer, but that would have been a good fight. Maybe we should try to get Samson into the comic books to see who he could fuck with. Captain America, Hulk, Superman, who would he beat? Would he be an Avenger? Would he be in the Justice League? I don't know. But that was basically story I wanted to bring up on another series of my bullshit Bible story, because we know goddamn well there's no such thing as Samson or Delilah, and nobody was that damn strong. Just go around ripping lions and coming back finding bees and honey inside of the lion's stomach. Stories make no sense. It's not plausible, and grown people who consider themselves rational, reasonable, shouldn't believe bullshit like this. And even if you're a believer, and you say, well, no, I don't take this story literal, I agree with you. You shouldn't take it literal. But you should also think about the whole book as a whole. And if people made up this shit, because there's a lot of Christians, and Muslims who say, well, a lot of this stuff is not literal, it's metaphorical, it's symbolic, which a lot of time these are what we call paste over excuses. These are excuses to actually, they want to believe, they still want to believe in this God shit, but they don't want to look stupid believing in the absurd stories in their holy books. So they revert to symbolism and metaphors and all this shit. And the thing I have to tell you, theists, those of you who say these things, you can't cherry pick what is symbolic and what is not. You say Jesus died on the cross and died for our sins. Well, how do we cherry pick what is actually literal and what is figuratively to you people? See, you cherry pick with Jonah in the well, a talk in a burning bush, Prophet Elijah raising the dead, Jesus raising the dead, Jesus raising up himself. I mean, shouldn't we take all of this to be metaphorical? Or do you just cherry pick? What parameters do you use to prove what is actually literal and what is actually figurative? I mean, because other than that, we can't accept the shit you're saying out your mouth. We can't accept that you're saying this is symbolic, but this is not over here. See, you have to have some parameters to show that. And if you don't, then the best thing I can say for you, man, if you're trying to be reasonable about your beliefs, and this is no disrespect to you theists, but if you're trying to be reasonable and you're trying to be rational about your beliefs, you got to be rational about the whole thing. If these stories are made up to you or metaphorical, then your God is also metaphorical and made up. I'm the Atheist. Excuse me. I am out. Oh. Before I go, thanks to all my subscribers, new and old. Um, I'm actually today. I was actually today still in the middle of getting Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson to come in my hangout, and actually invite a few people to the hangout. I'm trying to get a lot of people back to the interview. Matt Dillahunty, Cosmic Skeptic. I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Plus debating theists and their absurd beliefs. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm trying to do too. I want to talk to these people myself instead of us looking at them and getting interviews or da da da. I want to bring them to our hangout because I think it's more personable and speak to these people myself. For those who missed my interview with Iron Rob and a biblical scholar Robert Price, man, go back and check those videos out. I got a lot, and Dragnot. I also interviewed Dragnot first, as a matter of fact, who basically he's a part of the Great Debate community as well. Y'all check out the Great Debate community, Steve McRae. They're doing a good job over there. You know, the Great Debate community is it's not just atheistic. It's you have atheists, agnostics, theists, and then I don't believe in agnostics though. But Steve, you know that's a hit to you, Steve. I don't believe in agnostics. I reject their claims. I think they're all atheists. But no, Steve, my man. Steve McRae is my man. But yeah, it's a Great Debate community. Those of you who want to join, theists, it's not just for atheists or agnostics. It's for theists too. Pantheists or whoever, or deists. Anybody got in there? It's a good thing that Steve McRae got going on. That you can join. It's Google Plus. It's Google. Basically, it's all. I mean, it's all jammed up there together. Google Plus, Google Hangouts. But you can find it on in Google, and you can find Steve McRae channel, Great Debate, Dragnot channels. All of us are basically connected. But like I said, that's basically what I'm trying to do, man. Trying to get more people. It's the interview to come in our hangout, man. People who you know, basically have platforms, bigger platforms than us. Just to see what they're thinking, what they're doing. You know, what's their ideas for the future. You know, what's their ideas for their stances and where they think we should go as non-theists and anti-theists. You know. So yeah, that's my thing right now. Once again, man, thanks for watching. I'm the Emperor Atheist. I'm out. Peace.